What do we know about who got hit and how bad was it?
Well, we had people in a lot of different industries, from healthcare to telecom to car manufacturers, who were all hit by this. And in some cases, it did cause significant disruption. You had a number of hospitals here in the UK that had to turn away patients and certainly cancel elective surgeries, although for the most part, emergency care continued as normal. And in terms of in France, we had Renault, the car manufacturer, have to shut down production at a number of plants to try to mitigate this. There was also disruption a little bit in Germany on the trains. And there were a number of telecom companies that reported some disruption in their services as well.
So, Jeremy, as you say, whenever a hospital gets affected, that's a serious business. At the same time, how sophisticated was this? Because it seemed like, first of all, if you'd taken a patch that was out in March and put it on your Microsoft, it would be just fine. And secondly, people seem to be able to really accommodate it pretty quickly and solve the problem.
Yeah, I think it wasn't too hard for most of these people to mitigate once they were affected. And as you say, it was pretty easy to have taken some precautions that meant you were not going to be affected by this. And yet we saw a number of companies that had not taken those precautions, which was sort of surprising. In terms of sophistication of this attack, I think most people think it was not too sophisticated. The tool itself, the exploit itself, was fairly sophisticated. And as we know, that was developed actually by the U.S. National Security Agency. But once that was sort of put out there as part of this toolkit on the web, anybody could simply use that toolkit to run one of these attacks. You didn't have to be particularly sophisticated to do so.
Jeremy, who's losing the blame game here? Is it the NSA for stockpiling these tools? Is it Microsoft for not servicing the older platforms? Or is it the companies for not keeping their systems updated? Who's losing right now?
Yeah, well, I think blame really has to lie with the companies themselves, who did not update their systems or did not pay Microsoft for continued service for the older Windows XP operating system. They seemed most to blame. You did have over the weekend Microsoft's chief legal officer, Brad Smith, write a blog post in which he really put the blame on the NSA for stockpiling these hacker tools. And the risk when you sort of have a large store of these is that they're going to get out and some criminals will use them in a nefarious purpose. Microsoft itself, some people are pointing fingers at them that they should have updated everybody for free, even if they were on the older operating system. But they did, to be fair to Microsoft, they did put a patch out on this 2 months ago. They seem to have taken some proactive steps, and it's mostly that companies simply didn't implement the patch.